The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Joe Scripa is with us right now. He's the owner of the Scripa Group Real Estate and Property Management. And actually, there is a real expertise to that. And you've been in that world for quite some time now, right?
25 years.
There you go. And it takes a person to know the lay of the land. We talk about local business. You got to be plugged in just as much as us with local people.
You don't realize, I think when Steve and I are together, and I can add you in there, because now when we're sitting here chatting, there's nobody in Syracuse
we don't know.
Between the three,
we
I think
can
you're
cover the whole place.
It might be 3 or 4 counties even that we can stretch.
And it's
and we know the good, the bad, the ugly.
There we go. It's who to engage with and go, and we might not say, don't touch that, but
well,
yeah.
in my line of business, we also get we get people from across the country that end up becoming locals, companies that come here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Micron yet, but there are some companies out in Rome, in the Rome Tech Park, that have become local companies now to Syracuse that you're like, you don't realize how many people because they came from the West Coast to Rome, New York. And we stretch there. Now they become part of our local community.
Well, and all around Syracuse, I don't think anybody can deny that there's a lot of building going on. There's a lot of road work and
we're managing
infrastructure.
a small apartment complex right now, and you've heard all this news about TTM Technologies. We've had a lot of inquiries from apartment people looking for apartments that are moving here for TTM Technologies, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So which adds to our housing shortage.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, so what are we going to do about that? Our builders...
solve the problem, Joe.
Are builders ramping up? Do they know this?
I did speak to an attorney yesterday. He said, and this is the world of, let's say, development and commercial real estate. He said, I got 20 projects, but none of them are here yet. They still got to go through the town approvals. And some things have changed. If it's a new project being developed, everybody's heard about the wetlands issue with Oneida Lake is now considered a wetland, not a lake anymore. It's no longer a lake, it's just a wetland.
How is that? I don't get that. No, tell us. Unpack that a little more.
That must be somebody in the government.
Google that one. I can't do it. You got to Google that one.
Yeah.
Look up Oneida Lake and the wetland issue. So you no longer, if you live on Oneida Lake, you've got to approach DEC pretty much for a shed or anything you do.
Oh, so this isn't just Army Corps of Engineers. I want to put a pier in. You have to talk to them. This is like everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that nice of them to come and help the government like that?
Yeah.
There's so many businesses that I don't think people know exist around our area too, that are growing, and you should check out. I was going down the north shore of Oneida Lake because there's a venue over there, a new venue. It's actually Northside Riding or North Riding, I believe it's called, and it's this huge horse farm that these people have really renovated, and they're doing wedding receptions.
Is it still a horse farm?
It's in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
But as I was coming through Cleveland, I saw Macintosh Pallet.
Oh, yeah.
And
Huge.
some other businesses over there, some car places, some, there's a wire place over there.
What's
Yeah, Camden.
Owl Wire.
Which one's Camden Wire, right?
Or is Owl gone now?
The Owl isn't there. Owl was in Rome, I believe.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's all these businesses all around the lake and stuff that people don't know about.
And you were part of that whole Climate Smart place down there on South Bay.
I love
Bay,
Climate Smart. It's right across from
Tim Hortons.
Delta Sonic.
The airport road there.
Yeah.
Delta Sonic. It's a great modern facility. Fully climate controlled, multi-story.
I was just talking to someone. They were trying to save this in the last week. They're trying to save old documents. They collected paper stuff, and I said, "Is that in humidity control?" Because I learned from those guys, and they went, "No, I don't know." I go, "You might want to do that."
We have a tenant that literally stores paper. And there's some documents, and they can't get wet or have those temperature changes. But us at our stage of life and age, our parents.
Yes.
Maybe there's some family heirlooms and things like that, old antiques. ideal for that type of storage.
It's sharp. I like you can drive straight in the joint.
You don't want to go to the typical storage unit that's going to be
the hot shed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
The aluminum, the tin that's heating
So what's
up.
hot in real estate these days, and what's not? Speaking of heat,
Hot in real estate, I was just looking up, the housing sales.
Yeah.
Price, we're up 10% on price, which is a ton. But I think we're trending a little bit down on transactions, right? So everybody thinks,
And that's because of inventory?
Yeah, inventory. Well, and now what's happening, we're seeing more days on market is with the rising interest rates, rising cost of living. I think it's just slowing on mortgage applications.
does that affect the commercial stuff too, or is this more in the residential space?
We're now on an upswing on the commercial. We usually follow the commercial market follows the residential boom will happen, then the commercial boom happens. Right now, everybody says there's commercial space everywhere because they see signs, but the fact is, the sign is probably there to get a new lead to see if they can find you a new place.
Not a lot of warehouse space, right?
Not a lot of warehouse space. We just did take on a new project, and we've got about 40,000 square feet right off the thruway, which is nice here in Syracuse. And it's tough. And I just got a requirement for 90,000 square feet
Oh my goodness.
of warehouse space.
Wow.
So we have more and more, again, I'll bring up TTM Technologies. I got a company from the West Coast that needs between 90 and 150,000 square feet. That's hard to find.
So if you got a commercial property, you're looking for a commercial property, talk to Joe, 452-1200, ScripaGroup.com, or maybe it's like, can I sell my house now? I don't. Call Joe, have a conversation, 452-1200 in the big area code 315, ScripaGroup.com, ScripaGroup.com. Tom.